Boys, it's January. It's January transfer window. Massive up here in Scotland, Jamie. Big deal up here, son.
Like him saying your phone some cash about, remember Pennant? Him's trying to sign Pennant in January there.
No way. Mate, what is going on up there? Is there any big transfers? What's happening?
I think there's a few million being thrown about, isn't there?
Yeah, a few quid, is there?
Double figures there. Hey, what about Patterson going to Everton? 20 million. Can he get a game in Scotland?
Nathan Patterson, can I get a game for Rangers? And one of your biggest clubs at Everton have just signed him for 20 million quid.
They're not one of the biggest, though, are they? Let's be honest, their recruitment's absolutely diabolical. He's better off staying at Rangers.
What, you saying that's a bad signing for Everton?
Bad signing, mate. Their recruitment's shocking. Bad signing.
He's an external, you said, isn't it?
No, it's not on that level. No way. But listen, a great signing. But no, there's millions getting thrown about. What about Spurs, Jamie? Is there any transfer news about?
We're trying to get Traore. We're trying to get
a proper outfit now as well, Spurs, isn't there?
I love it.
Yeah, we had a big result. We're trying to get Traore, trying to get that over the line. Mate, we need a centre half though. We're so bad still at the back. Centre half, centre mid, right wing back, left wing back, another striker. Could do with an old new team, to be honest. But
right, how much does he? Do you know who you look like? Eric Dyer, isn't he?
He's like a midget version of Eric Dyer.
I wish I was as rich as Eric Dyer. You see how much that geezer's earning? To be absolutely average.
By the way, Conte said he's world class, Eric Dyer. Don't know what he was smoking back there.
Yeah. Conte's back in the
What's going on at Rangers? Rangers Celtic. I mean, I honestly, lads, I haven't got a clue what's going on up in Scotland. Who's top of the league?
Celtic.
You didn't even know.
Jamie, listen to this. Celtic have signed 3 Japanese boys. 2 of them played, what night were we there? Monday night. Outstanding, mate. Yeah. 1.4 million for the Japanese. Is it A-League? J-League, sorry.
J-League's in Australia.
And I'm going to tell you this. The boy Hatate that Celtic have just signed, young midfielder, he'll end up in the Premier League for big dough as well. There you go.
You didn't even know what league he come from.
All right, the biggest January transfer of all time, Jamie. Ready for this?
Go on.
Paul Slane, Motherwell to Celtic. Same day as Robbie Keane. Talk us through it, Paul.
Same day. It was the reason. It was the start of January where the talks were held, but the reason we got up to 2.1 million.
Is that what
was the final sum? So that was the last day of the transfer window. I've what bowled up with the family, Simon. Robbie Keane's came in, and I've been shunted to the back door. Do you know Robbie Keane well?
Yeah.
So he's ruined my big day, which is disgusting for him. But then obviously we're still tight now. Do you know what I mean? We're very close. Tight, but I'll tell you this, Jimmy. See, when I signed, mate, right? The chief executive, the manager was there. Now, my dad had the biggest suit in the world on, right? I'm no joking. It was one of the worst suits you'll ever see. So see when we're signing the deal, when we get the picture with all the family, my dad shook the chief exec's horn, and as he shook his horn, he shook the chief exec's fucking horn and covered his horn up, an embarrassment to the family. And Jamie, don't put a fake laugh on. That summed up my career at Celtic. Like, what about you at the January transfer window? You obviously went, no, did you know?
January was usually when a team would come to me and say, you're getting released in the summer.
Get him out on loan.
No, do you know what? Decani was going to give me a new deal at Swindon in January. And we were talking about a new 3-year deal at Swindon. A week later, he left, and then I got released in the summer. Devastating. Man, it was good though. It was going on to proper.
What were you?
Good
11.8
million a year. Oh, see, when did the Wolves rumour start, Jamie? Was it start of January or was it late December?
I actually went there on loan. I went there on loan in January. I can't remember the season. I went there on loan. I was injured at Spurs. I come back from injury. They said you need to go out on loan. So I went there, and then just started playing really well. I was on fire, and then they offered me a permanent deal in the summer. It was actually a bad move for me, lads, because I ended up having a nightmare at Wolves, and I had a terrible time. Fucking ruined my career going there. But when you're playing, you know, it's like when you're playing well, when you're enjoying your football, you just want to stay there, don't you? Because you're enjoying it.
Can I ask you both of you then? See, when a player is maybe got a transfer coming up with a bigger team, does it affect his performances on the pitch? Because I've seen a lot of players maybe down tools. Do you think that is the case?
That's that, man. I've got a fucking clue.
Yeah, I mean, I've had it with Berbatov. When Man United were in for him, he completely down tools, didn't want to be there. He was just absolutely bothered, just threw the towel in and just walking around the training ground, just didn't want to know. There was another player as well, by the way. I won't say, I can't name names.
Just name him.
Just name him.
I can't. And it was a big move for him, and he wanted to leave, and the club wouldn't let him go. So he used every time the ball comes to him in training on like Monday and Tuesday, he would just lever it out the ground. Like in the end, like the gaffer, and just like this is at Tottenham we're talking about, and just imagine if I'm passing the ball to him, I'm this young lad thinking, what is this geezer doing? He's just booming balls over the pitch like, just see you later.
Modrić?
Modrić has not got that in his locker. Robbie Keane?
Oh.
Robbie Keane, maybe? Because he's scared of Robbie Keane.
Not saying anything. Not saying anything.
Would you see if you get a move coming up just quickly? Would you change it if you were like, I don't want to get injured or anything if a move was coming up?
100%, mate. What if I knew I was going on a big donut? Oh, mate, I did everything I can to get out. You need to, didn't you?
You got to be horrible, mate. You got to be, you know, like as much as everyone says, no, you wouldn't do that. You can't do that. And if you want that big move comes around, there's only one way to play it.
Harry Kane going to go to Spurs in the summer.
He's a shite bag, isn't he? He's just meant to be a nice guy.
Desperate to go to that club.
What about best transfers at a club you've been at in January?
That's a great question.
Yeah, I don't know if you've heard him, but Craig Bellamy came to Celtic.
Yeah.
What a player, mate.
Yeah, he was.
Rolled up with the Ferrari. Rolled up with the Ferrari, mate. What a guy.
Yeah.
Oh, he came on loan in January. I was actually playing pool with John Robertson, the Celtic assistant, when it came up on Sky Sports News that Bellamy and Souness had a massive phone out of Newcastle, and Robertson was giving him it, saying like completely out of order what he's just done. And then I think it was like 2 days later, Martin O'Neill signed him at Celtic, and then John Robertson was going to be acting like he was his best mate after he came him 2 days earlier. But mate, Bellamy came in and he was a joke at Celtic, man. Amazing, brilliant.
Yeah. I think for us, signing Modrić at Spurs was like a game changer.
Game changer for you because he was the only guy uglier than you at Spurs.
All of a sudden, I was like half decent looking in the changing room.
Jimmy, but it must be really exciting when you're at a club like Spurs when they're signing big names. Were you buzzing?
No, I weren't, because I knew Modrić played in my position, so I was fuming. But
do you want to challenge yourself or not?
Yeah, I did. I tried my best, but he was just too good, right? He was just unbelievable. And when Harry Redknapp come in and put him in the side, you couldn't get the ball off the geezer. You know, like that low centre of gravity, like he just never, his calves, you know, you see like Grealish's calves are massive. Modric's calves are fucking ginormous.
You want another big name?
Go on.
Roy Keane came to Celtic as well.
I bet he hated you.
Mate, hated me. I always got put on his team in training as well, and he would fucking cane me, man.
He looked at you in disgust.
Didn't matter what you done.
What was he like in training? Horrible.
Mate, it didn't matter what you done, it wasn't right, eh? So you could play a through ball, and he's like, nah. What are you doing? See the first day. Death stare, mate.
See the first day when he walked in, though, and all the players meeting. What was he like then?
So he took a meeting the first day. Well,
he took a meeting.
He signed for Celtic.
What was he? Just he come in as a player or a gaffer?
No, he came in as a player, mate. We played Dundee United. I was like the 18th man, so I sat in the stand. He sat not far away for us. This was his first game watching, and Celtic got beat. And Gordon Strachan held a meeting in the pool room on the Monday. And he spoke for a bit, and then he went, has anyone got anything to say? And Keane stood up, mate, and just gave like a 30-minute speech. It was like, holy
what,
fuck,
good through,
man.
Boys, or just been
going through, but just in what needs
right
to improve and what he's seen and what he thought could be done better. And it was like, everyone was like, holy fuck, man. Wow. Hero. I remember we went for we played, maybe Dunfermline away. I might have got the game wrong.
Yeah.
In a hotel in Edinburgh. Went down for supper at like 10 o'clock at night. So we're obviously all sitting in fucking Roy Keane. He would tell a couple of stories, stuff like that. And we go up to the room, and a guy comes over with his son, and he's like, Roy, do you mind if we get a picture? And Roy Keane's like, what age is he? And he's like, oh, he's like 10. Can you get a picture? And he's like, should be in his bed. Far too late. And the guy's like, he's waiting up to get a picture. And he's like, Roy Keane's like, right, come on, get a picture. Got the picture. And he's like, shouldn't have him up at that time, this time at night.
Serious, man?
I think so, baby. We're like,
you know, like when he looks at you with that stare, he's intimidating, isn't he?
Mate, it wasn't even that. The worst thing was he would go mad at you, but it was when he looked at you and you just knew he was thinking, you are shite.
You are shit, yeah.
You are.
I've been playing with Paul Scholes. Now I'm playing with fucking Cy Ferry.
Mate, I was actually close to being in the first team. We'd had a couple of injuries, so I'd been on the bench at that time, and Gordon Strachan was like, you're close to playing. And then the next week we signed Roy Keane, and it was like, away back to the reserves, your little scud book.
Off your pop.
What about you? Any big transfers that you've been involved in? Any Motherwell sign any big players when you were there?
Seen a few Canadian boys, I remember.
Clyde in Division 1 sign any big players on Air United?
A few joiners, a few electricians we brought in. Cracking players. 125 quid a week. Brilliant.
What about strangest or worst January transfer club you were at?
Mate, we signed Roger Johnson, mate, at Wolves.
Who?
Absolute Stinking. Roger Johnson. Do you remember him? Come on.
Roger.
You remember Roger? You remember Rog? Great lad. Like, funny as anything. But the worst player I've ever played with. Horrendous.
I remember Rog.
You remember him? Honestly. Used to call him...
Was played with?
Huh?
Birmingham, he was at before.
Yeah, he was at Birmingham, and then he signed him for like £6 million. Everyone's talking about how good he is. First training session, he just had his stand finders out. I was like, is he wearing Adidas stand finders? What has he got on his feet? Like bricks on his feet. Every time the ball comes to him, I'm thinking, Jesus.
Firework feet. The ball just fizzes anywhere.
Anywhere. Like trampolines on his feet. Horrible. He was shocking.
See, when Keane signed, it was also a guy, am I right, Paul? Dewey signed. Holy fuck. So Roy Keane's debut is Clyde away. Again, I'm like the 17th or 18th man, so I'm in the dressing room there. I need to go and sit in the stand. And again, everyone's just looking at Roy Keane. Paul Telfer forgets to put his shin guards on in the tunnel. Remember Paul Telfer? Played with Southampton, Coventry and that.
Yeah.
He had to run back in and put his shin guards on, and Keane's just death staring on me. He is fuming with him. And then this geezer, Dewey, makes his debut, mate, and has the big, like Roger Johnson at Clyde away, mate. Clyde were like first division. Beat Celtic 1-0, mate, and you could just tell Keane was sitting thinking, what the fuck have I got myself in for here, man? But Dewey had an absolute shocker.
Nothing worse, is it? There's nothing worse.
Do you remember Edson Braithwaite?
Mate, did he not get the final of the World Cup?
Won the World beat Spain in the World Cup final. He came on, last 20 minutes, one touch the ball, hit the back of his nut. He was absolutely dog shit.
Did he not come to Bayern Munich as well?
Bayern Munich, aye.
Hopefully.
Aye, rubbish. Absolutely terrible player.
Right, what about craziest rumour you've heard at a club you've been at?
Craziest rumour? I mean, there's a few knocking about you can't talk about it now.
Nothing to do with transfers, so innit?
Yeah, nothing to do with transfers. Jesus.
Any rumours with Celtic or anything?
We tried, I'll tell you what, Spurs tried to sign David Beckham. Do you remember when he came over? Yeah. And they were trying to get him on loan from the LA Galaxy. And he come over, because their season had finished. He come over, and I was training with him. And what unbelievable guy, by the way. Like, so professional, like, proper nice geezer. Like, I caught myself staring at him all the time in the dressing room. You know, when you just, like, sat there and he sat there with a towel around, and I'm thinking, it's fucking David Beckham, mate. Like, yeah, like, he's just unreal, wasn't he?
Mate, that's legend, isn't it? David Beckham.
And that's probably, I think that could be the biggest, wasn't it?
We couldn't get him insured. Spurs couldn't insure him, could they? That was why they couldn't sign him.
Was he going to sign?
He was going to sign on loan, but he wouldn't get insured.
What was he like in training? Was he quality?
He was ledge, mate. Ledge. Like, absolute weldy, like, just whipping balls from everywhere. Worked hard. Like, what a guy. Proper ledge guy.
Amazing. Right, up here, Jamie, I don't know if you've heard, but the boy Martin Boyle. What a player, by the way. Could easy get in Chelsea's team, couldn't he?
They were trying to get him.
Chelsea are trying to get him, but Saudi Arabia have outbid them. So he's meant to be getting offered big dough at Saudi Arabia, right? Have you ever had Saudi, China, Dubai, any of these sort of countries offering you big dough?
I could have gone to Chicago Fire in America. I could have gone out there. Yeah. I went out there and trained with them for 2 weeks. I spent 2 weeks out with Derek D. Rose from the basketball. He was playing for Chicago Bulls. Spent 2 weeks getting steaming with him instead.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wait, how did you meet him?
I just met him in a club. I didn't have a Scooby who he was. I was on the table next to him, and then I was just having a bit of banter, as you do. I didn't have a clue who this guy was. And I walked, he was like, come on, we're going to an after party. I was in Chicago on my own. I was like, yeah, coming in, fuck it. So I've come out, walked outside, there's Pats everywhere. I'm thinking, oh, fucking Pats, no, I'm here. I'm in Chicago giving it a large run. And it was for him, and it was D. Rose walking in. Phantom pulled up. He went, come on, jump in. Jumped in his Phantom, go back to his big, massive villa. I was having a big party in Chicago. Best night ever.
Did you have a missus at the time?
No, I was single.
Did you do it?
Man, come on, I can't tell you that, can I?
Jimmy, how did you know sign with them?
Because it was too far, mate. It was too far. No, they did. They did want me. It was too far, mate. I had kids and stuff. It was just a big commitment to go out. I wish I did. But I ended up signing for Blackpool anyway, and then ended up at Fulham.
Signed for who?
Yeah, Blackpool, mate. All right. By the way, right, it just come to me. There was a lad that I think Celtic signed from Chelsea. Like, really small geezer.
Yeah, hopeless.
Like, the worst player I've ever seen.
Masunda. Charlie Masunda.
Mate, he just cut. That's got to be the worst signing ever, because I remember I played with him in non-league and he was horrific.
Mate, I'm going to tell you something. Any player that comes through the English Premiership to the Scottish Premiership is fucking hopeless. Hopeless, mate.
Shane Duffy.
You know, I could have signed for Celtic. You know, Celtic wanted me.
What? Wait, when was this?
What, it might have been
1,000,000%. They wanted me. I was going to sign for him. I went and played at Celtic Park. I scored a free kick. And
no, you never.
Huh?
Who against?
Against Celtic in a pre-season friendly. There was like 50,000 people there for Spurs.
When was this?
Yeah, gave you the runaround. And the gaffer phone, they wanted me on loan, but they wanted to take me. It was nearly done over the line, but I didn't want to go up to Scotland.
You're a prick.
Who was the gaffer?
Oh, mate, who was the gaffer? It might have been Neil Lennon.
Was that the first? That must have been the first time.
First time. Yeah, I think it was the first time.
I probably would have been there. You should have came up and had a fucking school just on. I'd have gave you a clinic and training.
Mate, you wouldn't have known what hit you if I turned up at Celtic.
Oh, I see the boy D Rose if he's want a basketball to play with. There's one there, look.
Is that a basketball or a bowling ball?
So see if a big club for that sort of Saudi came, would you go for big dough?
100%. 100%. Just for the lifestyle as well. So I always say to young players, see if you're no go ability to go to the very top.
Make as much as you can.
Go make as much as you can.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, don't fuck about messing about with shite clubs. Just go and enjoy your career and everything elsewhere. So mate, I would always say go for it.
Same with you, Jamie, huh?
Mate, 1,000,000%. Earn as much as you can, mate, because when it's done, it's done.
What about when major players leave the club? So you said Berbatov. What was that like after he left? With the boys relieved?
We absolutely folded. We folded. Yeah, we had a nightmare. So Berbatov left. Robbie Keane left. And we absolutely apple crumbled, mate. We were useless. The manager got the sack. One day Ramos got the sack. And we was like right having a stinker. Harry Redknapp come in and sorted it out, to be fair. And then we had a great run. But, mate, when you lose your best players, especially when you take goals out of the team, if you take goals out of the team, you're in big trouble, aren't you?
Yeah, it was
big trouble.
Larson left Celtic.
No, but that was in the summer.
Was that? That was horrible, though, wasn't it? Really,
but no one sells their best players in January, do they? If you like, really nowadays, if you look at it, it's hard. No one sells a goal scorer who's banging in goals. You say, "Fuck off! We're not selling him. We'll wait till the end of the season." Oh,
what about other memorable January transfer moments? I liked. Remember the guy was.
Oh, the wingy.
No, the guy was hitting the reporter with Jamie O'Hara, the dildo. Remember?
Do you remember the wingy? Turned up the tuning.
Wingy, yeah. Turning up and he wasn't even done.
Mate, do you remember when Arsene Wenger went to Rome in the last day of the transfer window and all the Arsenal fans thought he'd go sign somebody and he went and refereed a charity match in Rome? Do you remember that? No? Nah, terrible, but that's what happened.
What about Newcastle? Will they sign anybody big tonight? The big players want to go there.
I can't believe they've signed that guy for Burnley up front.
Chris Woods.
No, I remember the owner.
It's a good signing, mate.
What, they playing long ball?
Mate, they need a centre forward. They need a centre forward. Callum Wilson's injured. I had to sign someone, and it was a clever bit of business because they've made Burnley shitter than they already are.
Yeah,
but they don't play long ball football, so I don't know how that's going to work.
But mate, the guy needs a striker to score goals. The guy gets 5 goals a season
if he's lucky.
He's a fullback.
No, he always gets over 10 goals a season. He's only got 5 this season, but every season in the Prem, he's normally 10, 15 goals.
He's a centre back playing up front, mate. Let's be honest.
He's a
Right, we're just going to do a wee bit on Scotland because Jamie, as we know, you're a massive fan. What do you make?
You want to talk about Scottish football?
Asking us about Hamilton Accies and all that, mate. You need to stop, mate. What have you made of Celtic and Rangers business?
I haven't got a fucking clue.
We've just told you. Just wing it.
So you've signed 3 Japanese lads from the A-League or the J-League. One of them's going to play in the Prem and one of them's about as good as Slaney.
Very good.
He looks like you're the wee striker, doesn't he?
Very fair. He does have a wee look at me. I was going to say, he just needs a minute. No, but listen, the business has been unbelievable. Who was it?
What's Bronckhurst been like, by the way? Has he been decent?
Who?
Bronckhurst.
He's been good. Well, they've not played great, but they're winning games, mate. They drew with Aberdeen during the week there. But Celtic Rangers next week, you coming up for it?
Oh, mate, I'd love to, mate, but I'm in Portugal. When is it?
Next Wednesday, isn't it? 2nd of February. Get yourself up.
2nd of Feb. I might have a bit of that. You going to get me a ticket?
Not for me.
You've got 2 tickets, you can take him.
He is not welcoming me, that's for sure.
Right, here we go. London clubs. Which London club would you sign for and why? Chelsea, innit? Chelsea's a lifestyle, innit?
Keep one side, you keep talking Chelsea.
So I would say for me, bit of Plymouth Argyle, bit of style. Chelsea's a dream club, innit? No. I'd fit in at Chelsea.
Nah.
I'll go with Arsenal because it's the biggest club in North London for a start. The success they've got, nobody in London can get near it.
And he would definitely be Dagenham and Redbridge.
Mate, come on, Spurs. It's only Spurs, isn't it? Like, they've got the stadium, they've got the facilities, they've got the manager. You know, Arsenal's done, mate. Arsenal's done.
But they don't have the players. Players are hopeless.
Yeah, getting there, mate. They're getting there.
Mate, I looked at Tottenham's midfield, right? Celtic and Rangers have got better midfielders than Tottenham. Wait, listen to this. Harry Winks, Skip, and fucking Højbjerg.
He's a fraud, Højbjerg.
Three of them are...
Højbjerg kid's on, he's a hard man.
Oh, come on, that midfield free, son. And a top 4 team in the Prem.
Mate, you'd absolutely batter Celtic. You wouldn't even survive 2 weeks in the Premier League.
What a centre-half he is, isn't he? No, honking.
Here's one for you. McTominay, Man United's best player just now. Top 4 again, top 4 team. Can I get a game centre midfield for the Scotland national team? Because a Celtic and a Rangers player play ahead of him. So what does that tell you, son?
Yeah, but John McGinn's top class, though, isn't he?
There you go, another one.
He's top class, John McGinn. I'm a big fan of his. Yeah, but I think, lads, I don't know what you think about this. I think the standard of the Premier League has got shitter.
Therefore.
Like, now it's just about being fit. How far can you run? Sprint distance. How, you know, are you professional enough? Like, there's no, like, mavericks anymore. Like, there's no sort of, like, special players in midfield. They're just robots that just run around like headless chickens.
De Bruyne shit, aren't they?
De Bruyne.
No, like, apart from Man City. But that's why Man City are miles ahead, right?
Yeah.
But if you look at, like, the rest of the Premier League, I think the standard's gone way down.
Yeah, I'd agree.
You talk about Spurs and Man United, McTominay and Fred in midfield.
Oh, what about Fred's pass last night for that goal for?
Yeah, but I'm just not having the players these days. I'm just...
Right, last question. You said was that your biggest, see if you could rewind the clock, is that the biggest regret? You leaving Spurs in the transfer window?
Biggest regret, mate, yeah, leaving Spurs. Big mistake, signing for Wolves, ended terribly, got injured, got relegated. Absolute nightmare. Manager got cast me aside. Honestly, horrendous. Horrendous. I should have stayed at Spurs and dug it out.
How many years did you have left your contract?
Where? At Spurs, I had 3 years. I'd still have 3 years left on my deal.
You've had a schoolboy, mate. Oh, biggest transfer news of the window. TalkSport have been in for Slaney to host a sports bar.
Yeah.
At night.
Mate, come in, mate.
I don't know who they're trying to get rid of for that.
And the odd morning shift with a lot of Woods.
That was for her request, wasn't it?
Her request, Dan.
I'd absolutely love to have you on, lads. You know this.
Jimmy, would you get us up for a show? One show, and we'll call it the English versus Scottish debate.
Yeah.
That'd be brilliant.
Yeah, I'll absolutely do it, mate. But yous are just like car crash. You'll be swearing.
No.
Constantly pressing the dump button. You know, like
he'll fart into the mic 100%.
Yeah, you know, like it'll be a disaster, and I'll end up getting just took off the radio completely. And you'll go back to Scotland laughing to all your pals.
Look, he's one chance.
One chance will come
down.
Jimmy. Right, as always, Jamie O'Hara. What a guy.
Well done, lads.
Cheers, mate.
Pleasure to see you, boys.
You too, mate. What a guy.
Sharp, mate. I'll see you later, yeah?
See you soon, mate.